Welcome, everybody. This is Alan with Daily Armour of God. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you're all doing well. This is Reading the Old Testament in 150 Days. We're on day 33. Today we'll be reading Numbers 31 through 34 and Psalm 33. So, Numbers 31 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites, afterward shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel ye shall send to war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them to the war 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest to the war, with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, and the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. And they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rechem, and Zur and Hur and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also the son of Beor they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took spoil of all their cattle, and their flocks, and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil, and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives and the prey and the spoil unto Moses and Eleazar the priest, unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor, and there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known man by lying with him. But all the women that have not known man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. And do ye abide without the camp 7 days. Whosoever hath killed any person, whosoever hath touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day. And purify all your raiment, and all that is made of skins, and all work of goat's hair, and things made of wood. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. Only the gold and the silver and the brass and the iron and the tin and the lead, everything that may abide the fire, you shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified of the water of separation, and all that abideth not the fire shall make go through the water. And you shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and you shall be clean, and afterward you shall come into the camp. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and beast, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle, and between all the congregation. And levy a tribute unto the Lord of men of war, which went out to battle, 1 soul of 500, both of persons and of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the sheep. Take it of their half, and give it unto Eleazar the priest for a heave offering of the Lord. And of the children of Israel's half thou shalt take 1 portion of 50 of the persons, of the beeves, of the asses, of the flocks, and all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 600,000, 70,500 sheep, and 612,000 beeves, and 1,000 asses, and 32,000 persons in all, of women that had no man by lying with him. And the half, which was the portion of them that went out to war, was in the number 300,000, and 37,500 sheep. And the Lord's tribute to the sheep was 615. And the beeves were 36,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 312. So, in case I haven't mentioned it, in case you're wondering, a score whenever you see something that says a score, 3 score, a score alone is 20. So you just add 3 score would be 20, 40, 60. And then you add 60 and 12, 72. So that's the total amount. So in case you were wondering, a score is 20. Just a little fun fact, I guess. And the asses were 30,500, of which the Lord's tribute was 3 score and 1. And the persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. And Moses gave the tribute, which was the Lord's heave offering, unto Eleazar the priest, as the Lord commanded Moses. And of the children of Israel's half, which Moses divided from the men that warred, now the half that pertained to the congregation was 300,000, and 30,000 and 7,500 sheep, and 36,000 beeves, 30,000 asses and 500, and 16,000 persons. Even of the children of Israel's half, Moses took one portion of 50, both of man and of beast, and gave them unto the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the officers which were over thousands of the host, the captains of thousands and the captains of hundreds, came near unto Moses, and they said unto Moses, Thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war which are under our charge, and there lacketh not one man of us. We have therefore brought an oblation for the Lord, what every man hath gotten of jewels of gold, chains, bracelets, rings, earrings, tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before the Lord. Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them, even all wrought jewels, and the gold of the offering that they offered up to the Lord, of the captains of thousands, the captains of hundreds, was 16,750 shekels. For the men of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for memorial for the children of Israel before the Lord. Numbers 32. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle, and when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest and to the princes of the congregation, saying, Ataroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimron, Heshbon, Elilah, and Shebam, and Nebo and Beon, even the country which the Lord smote before the congregation of Israel, is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. Wherefore said they, If we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for a possession, and bring us not over Jordan. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, Shall your brethren go to war, and ye shall sit here? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord hath given them? Thus did your fathers when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. When they went up to the valley of Eshcol, they saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land the Lord had given them. And the Lord's anger was kindled at the same time, and he sware, saying, Surely none of the men that came out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed the Lord. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done the evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, an increase of sinful men, to augment yet the fierce anger of the Lord toward Israel. For if ye turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people. And they came near unto him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones, but we ourselves will go armed before the children of Israel, until we have brought them unto their place, and our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return unto our houses until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on the yonder side Jordan, or forward, because our inheritance has fallen to us on this side Jordan eastward. And Moses said unto them, If ye will do this thing, ye will go armed before the Lord to war, and will go all you armed over Jordan before the Lord, until he had driven out his enemies from before him, and the land be subdued before the Lord. Then afterward ye shall return and be guiltless before the Lord and before Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord. But if ye will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build your cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which hath proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, Thy servants will do as my Lord commandeth. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will pass over every man armed for war before the Lord to battle, as my Lord saith. So concerning them Moses commanded Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle, before the Lord, and the land shall be subdued before you, then ye shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As the Lord hath said unto thy servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, and that the possession of our inheritance on this side Jordan may be ours. And Moses gave unto them, and even to the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, and to half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land and the cities therein, and the coasts, even the cities of the country round about. And the children of Gad built Dibon, and Ataroth, and Arar, and Ataroth, and Shophan, and Jazer, and Jogbehah, and Beth Nimrah, and Beth Haran, fenced cities and folds for sheep. The children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Eleah, and Kirjathaim, and Nebo and Baalmeon, their names being changed, and Shibmah, and gave other names unto the cities which they builded. And the children of Machir, the sons of Manasseh, went to Gilead, and took it, and disposed of the Amorite which was in it. And Moses gave Gilead unto Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he dwelt therein. And Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Hajath Jair. And Nobah went down and took Kenath and the villages thereof, and called it Nobah after his own name. Numbers 33. So we have a review here of the journey thus far. So it's like a recap, because we're starting to get closer to the entering into the land of Canaan, the promised land. So Numbers 33. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt with their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. And Moses wrote their goings out according to their journeys by the commandment of the Lord, and these are their journeys according to their goings out. And they departed from Ramesses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month. On the morrow after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with a high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians. For the Egyptians buried all their firstborn, which the Lord had smitten among them. Upon their gods also the Lord executed judgments. And the children of Israel removed from Ramesses and pitched in Succoth. And they departed from Succoth and pitched in Etham, which is the edge of the wilderness. And they removed from Etham and turned again into Pheraroth, which is before Baal-zephon, and they pitched before Migdol. And they departed from before Pihahiroth, and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and went 3 days' journey into the wilderness of Etham, and pitched in Marah. And they removed from Marah and came into Elim, and in Elim were 12 fountains of water, and 70 palm trees, and they pitched there. And they removed from Elim and encamped by the Red Sea. And they removed from the Red Sea and encamped in the wilderness of Sin. And they took their journey out of the wilderness of Sin, and encamped in Dopka. They departed from Dopka and encamped in Elish. And they removed from Elish and encamped in Redaphim. There was no water for the people to drink. They departed from Redaphim and pitched in the wilderness of Sinai. And they removed from the desert of Sinai and pitched in Kibroth Hattava. And they departed from Kibroth Hattava and encamped in Hazeroth. And they departed Hazeroth and pitched in Rithmah. They departed from Rithmah and pitched in Rimmon Perez. And they departed from Rimmon Perez and pitched in Libnah. And they removed from Libnah and pitched in Rissa. And they journeyed from Rissa and pitched in Kehelathah. They went from Kehelathah and pitched in Mount Shapher. And they removed from Mount Shapher and encamped in Haradah. And they removed from Haradah and pitched in Makheloth. And they removed from Makaloth and encamped at Tahath. And they departed Tahath and pitched at Tara. And they removed from Tara and pitched in Mikkath. They went from Mitkah and pitched in Hashmonah. They departed from Hashmonah and encamped in Moseroth. They departed from Moseroth and pitched in Ben-Jacan. They removed from Ben-Jacan and encamped at Horgad-Gedag. They went from Horhaggadag, pitched in Jotbathah. They removed from Jotbathah and encamped in Ebronah. They departed from Ebronah and encamped at Ezon-Geber. They removed from Ezon-Geber, pitched in the wilderness of Zin, which is Kadesh. And they removed from Kadesh, pitched in Mount Hor, in the edge of the land of Edom. And Aaron the priest went up into Mount Hor at the commandment of the Lord and died there in the 40th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, and the first day of the 5th month. And Aaron was 123 years old when he died in Mount Hor. And King Arad the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the children of Israel, and they departed from Mount Hor and pitched in Zalmonah. They departed from Zalmonah, pitched in Punon, and they departed from Punon and pitched in Oboth. They departed from Oboth and pitched in Ijabrim, in the border of Moab. And they departed from Lim and pitched in Dibongad. They removed from Dibongad and encamped in Almon Dibothaim. They removed from Almon Dibothaim and pitched in the mountains of Abiram before Nebo. And they departed from the mountains of Abiram and pitched in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. And they pitched by Jordan from Beth Shemoth even unto Abel Shittim in the plains of Moab. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images, and quite pluck down all their high places, and ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. And ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families, and to the more you shall give the more inheritance, and to the fewer you shall give the less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth, according to the tribes of your fathers ye shall inherit. But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell. This is a very important verse right here, Numbers 33:55, because this is a warning from God, but also it's prophecy, because we see this come to pass. Unfortunately, they do not listen to God here. God says to drive them out completely. They don't. We're going to read that they don't. And what happens? Exactly what God says here. They are pricks in their eyes, thorns in their sides, and they vex them. They cause them to sin. They cause them to fall away. They cause them to commit whoredoms and worship other little g gods. So it's prophecy and a warning at the same time. So it's a very important verse. Continuing on, moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them. Another very important verse. It kind of goes together. Because remember what God, said that he wants them to do to the inhabitants of the land? Well, he's warning them, if you don't do this, I will do this unto you as I thought to do unto them, which means God will dispossess the children of Israel because they were not obedient. So it's a warning and prophecy again, because we find out later that they, allow some of the people of the land to dwell there, and then what happens? They cause them to sin, and during the time of Judges, during the time of Kings, up until God's just had enough, and God's like, nope, my fierce anger will consume you, and a lot of them die by the sword, by the pestilence, and by captivity. So, very important verses because it's a warning, and because it comes to pass, unfortunately. And this is God talking, and also Moses. We're going to get to it here in a bit. But Moses also gives them so many warnings over and over and over again before Moses dies. He's like, well, we're going to read it, but Moses says a whole speech before he dies, warning them of this very thing, of what happens if you don't listen to the Lord God. So, even before they enter the land, there's a prophecy of them being taken out of the land wherein they dwell. And that's prophecy about Babylon hundreds of years later, about close to 1,000 years actually. Years later, they get driven out and either killed or taken as slaves. So, yeah, because the time of kings is about 400 years. The time of the judges is about 400 years, give or take. So, let's just say 800 to 1,000 years. This is prophecy before, like, this is right. Remember where we're at right now? They're still in the wilderness. They're about ready to cross over Jordan into the promised land. The first city they're going to take is Jericho. So this is way before the time that they came into the land, wiped out most of the people, and then set up their tribes, and then that starts the timeline of the judges, and then 400 years pass, and then there's the timeline of kings. That's about 400 years. So, point is, it's prophecy, and they were warned so many times, and unfortunately, they don't listen to God. Unfortunately, Numbers 34. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan with the coast thereof. Then your south quarter shall be from the wilderness of Zin along by the coast of Edom, and your south border shall be the outmost coast of the salt sea eastward, and your border shall turn from the south to the ascent of Akrabim, and pass on to Zin. And the going forth thereof shall be from the south of Kadesh Barnea, and it shall go into Hazaradar, and pass on to Asmon. And the border shall fetch a compass from Asmon unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of it shall be at the sea. As for the western border, you shall even have the great sea for a border. This shall be your west border. And this shall be your north border. From the great sea you shall point out for you Mount Hor. From Mount Hor you shall point out your border unto the entrance of Hamath, and the goings forth of the border shall be to Zedad. And the border shall go on to Ziphron, and the goings out of it shall be Hazaranan. This shall be your north border. And you shall point out your east border from Hazaranan to Shepham, and the coast shall go down from Zephon to Riblah to the east side of Ain, and the border shall descend and shall reach unto the side of the sea of Chinnereth eastward. And the border shall go down to Jordan, and the goings out of it shall be the salt sea. This shall be a land with the coast thereof round about. And Moses commanded the children of Israel, saying, This is the land which ye shall inherit by lot, which the Lord commanded to give unto the 9 tribes, and to the half tribe. For the tribe of the children of Reuben, according to the house of their fathers, and the tribe of the children of Gad, according to the house of their fathers, have received their inheritance, and the half tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance. The 2 tribes and a half have received their inheritance on this side Jordan, near Jericho, eastward toward the sun rising. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, These are the names of the men which shall divide the land unto you, Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun. You shall take 1 prince of every tribe to divide the land by inheritance, and the names of the men are these. Of the tribe of Judah, Caleb the son of Jephunneh. Of the tribe of the children of Simeon, Shemuel the son of Ammihud. Of the tribe of Benjamin, Eldad the son of Chislon. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Dan, Buki the son of Jogli. The prince of the children of Joseph, the tribe of Manasseh, Hananiel the son of Ephod. The prince of the tribe of the children of Ephraim, Kemuel the son of Shiftan. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Zebulun, Elizaphan the son of Parnak. And the prince of the tribe of the children of Issachar, Paltiel the son of Azan. The prince of the tribe of the children of Asher, Ahihud the son of Shalomi. The prince of the tribe of the children of Tali, Pedahel the son of Ammihud. These are they whom the Lord commanded to divide the inheritance unto the children of Israel in the land of Canaan. All right, so we're getting set up, ready for them to enter in. I believe it starts. Well, we still have Deuteronomy and then Joshua, but yeah, it's very interesting stories happen in Joshua. Well, the whole Bible has interesting stories, but anyway, Psalm 33. Rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for the upright. Praise the Lord with harp, sing unto him with a psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings. Sing unto him a new song, play skillfully with a loud noise. For the word of the Lord is right, and all his works are done in truth. Amen. It's a great verse. He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of the Lord. Amen. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. He gathereth the waters of the seas together as a heap. He layeth up the depth in storehouses. Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of the Lord standeth forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, and the people whom he hath chosen for his own inheritance. The Lord looketh from heaven, he beholdeth all the sons of men. From the place of his habitation he looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashioneth their hearts alike, he considereth all their works. There is no king save by the multitude of a host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength. An horse is a vain thing for safety, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy. Another great verse right there. Man, so many great verses. To deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul waiteth for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. Amen. For our heart shall rejoice in him because we have trusted in his holy name. I love these verses here. Let thy mercy, O Lord, be upon us according as we hope in thee. Yeah, this is why I love Psalms so much, because there's so much hope. There's so much inspiration and motivation in these verses. Putting our hope in him, putting our trust in him, waiting upon him. Those three things is exactly why I say that at the end of my videos, because it's so vital we grasp it. And I say it as a reminder, not only to whoever is listening, but to myself. A lot of comments I make, I'm saying to myself, speaking out loud helps. And that's actually a good way to remember verses. You can remember verses. A good way to remember verses is to write it down with your own hand, not just type it, but write it down in a notebook and write it over and over and over again, but also speak it out loud, right? Speaking something out loud is very vital. I'm not going to get into that topic right now, but we need to speak good things. Speak blessing over people, blessing over ourselves, instead of cursing over speaking curses. So just something to be aware of when we say out loud. It's very vital, and it also helps us remember it. Speaking it out loud, speaking a verse out loud, writing it down, that helps greatly to remember. So anyway, that's going to be it for today's Bible reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at. Remember to put God first in everything you do. Have faith in him, trust in him, wait on him, continue to wait on him, and you will never be sorry. God willing, we'll see you tomorrow with more of this Bible reading plan. So thanks again. Take care and God bless.